Wow, 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 look at all those I'm sorry, this is a terrible introduction, but in all honesty, the reason that we're actually making this video is to talk about what you should be doing when you're stuck at home as a car enthusiast, because let me tell you what, everybody else that I'm seeing is like drawing, maybe baking.
We're gonna start with the wet ingredients. 1 large egg.
Or cooking. You could not pay me to make anything in the kitchen because I am so bad at it. There was one point in my life where my wife actually told me to put the ravioli into the pot. She said, put the bag in the pot. So I took the bag and I put it into the pot, but apparently she didn't mean put the bag and put it in the pot. She meant took the bag, take the ravioli out of the bag, into the pot. I didn't do that, and then it started on fire, and it was just a bad time. But in any way, what I should have been doing is not any of that because I'm bad at it. And what you guys should be looking at doing as car enthusiasts out there while you're stuck at home is a couple 2-3 things that are gonna get you ready for summertime. So I'm Alex at Fine Instagram, and today we're gonna be talking about what you guys and gals should be doing if you're stuck at home right now, just trying to just figure out life as we go through all of this together. So if you're just watching this, don't forget to subscribe so we can keep making banging videos like this. And if you're looking for aftermarket wheels, tires, or suspension, be sure to hit us up over at fitmentindustries.com, where we have a whole slew of things from Rotiform to Works to Forge Stars to Airlift, BC, all that sort of good stuff. And if you don't want to just pay the whole thing out of pocket right now, we do have as low as 0% through Affirm, which allows you a 30-day grace period before you have to make your first payment. Once you jump into summertime, it puts you out into June, which is pretty dandy considering that right now summer is right around the corner. And if you're looking to maybe get a free airlift kit, we actually just partnered with Airlift Performance. Pick up one of these goodies. Every $5 gets you an automatic entry in to win. Plus, we're going to be making a donation at the end of the giveaway. The description link will be below that explains all of that, which is just a lot. We hit you with everything right there. When it comes down to actually being stuck at home, it can be a little daunting. The first couple days are fantastic. It's like straight freedom. It's like when your parents are at work and you're at home during summertime when you're in the 6th grade. So you just think you're going to play video games all the time. But as an adult, you get through day 2 of playing video games, and then you're like, I just don't know if it's worth it getting yelled at by 12-year-olds now.
You little mug. You're a little boy. Look at you. Look at your voice, you little bedhead. You live at home with mummy and daddy.
And so you sit there contemplating life, trying to figure out what to do. So the first thing that we would recommend as a car enthusiast is go finish your damn build, okay? Here's the thing with this whole social distancing and the whole thing that's going on right now with being stuck at home. You can be stuck at home, but you can be stuck at home in your garage, working on your build, working on your car. I know that there are plenty of you that are watching this video that have something that needs to be done on their vehicle right now, but they are refusing to do it because guess what? I know the word and you know it too. It's called procrastination. But if you're stuck at home right now and you're not working, or maybe you are working, but you're working some 9 to 3 sort of thing that's going on right now, gives you plenty of time to finish up that build. In fact, you'll probably never have this time ever again, which is actually kind of awesome if you think about it, because if you can set aside time specifically to work on your car that is not just the one Saturday a week for 3 hours, you're gonna get everything that you could possibly want done. But one of the things that when you are working on your car, if you do go out into the garage, you might notice it's a wee bit of a mess, because guess what? We just came through wintertime. We're up here, winter sucks real bad, okay? It's not a fun time for people up here that want to work on cars because everything's cold and it hurts. And then when you heat up the garage, everything just gets wet and it's just uncomfortable. So you may notice that your garage is in a big old mess. Let me give you some therapy session ideas here. Clean out your garage, get it organized, get it cleaned up, because now is the time to do so, especially as we jump into June and July and May when things get actually pretty warm. Organizing your garage right now is the best time to do it, because if you are going to work on your car, having everything organized and cleaned up is gonna help you out a ton. Plus, if your car is built, just being out in your garage and actually doing something can be a little bit therapeutic instead of being stuck inside your house wondering where YouTube is going to take you today in terms of some sort of adventure. Last time I did that, I learned about true facts about the cuttlefish.
Here are true facts about the cuttlefish.
Which was actually a very interesting video, but now it took me 6 hours to get there. Anyway, while you're in the garage too, cleaning it up, you may also find that you have, maybe a couple, 2 or 3 parts that need to be sold, okay? You know it just as much as I do. I still have the front lip for a 240Z. I still have the Rentec brake things that I had from an AMG. I still have headlights, taillights. I have an exhaust that I need to sell. I got the Rohanas off my car that I need to sell. There is so much stuff. I would say crap, but it's not crap. It's like I'm doing a disservice to the brand. But there are a lot of parts that I have in my garage right now that I desperately need to sell. And I'm sure that you do too. There's lots of parts that you take off your car to replace with aftermarket stuff that are still worth a pretty penny. My recommendation to you right now is that if you don't have them listed up on Craigslist or eBay or Marketplace, that now is the time to do so while you have a bunch of free time on your hands. You'd be surprised or shocked at how much some OEM parts that you took off your Honda Accord or Corolla or BMW 3 Series are actually worth once you throw them up on eBay. And it's a good way to make some change right now if you are looking to just cash in and maybe get an extra set of wheels for the summertime. But that actually goes into another thing that you should be doing. One of the big things that we focus on here is wheels, tires, and suspension. This is what we do. It's fitmentindustries.com. I should get a t-shirt specifically for that. Everything on my Instagram, everybody's always like wheels, tires, suspension, which makes me proud. But also I just realized that I say it a lot. Along with a couple other things I have a tendency to say a lot, and I try my best not to say them anymore, but at the end of the day, you know, I'm just gonna keep saying them. It comes down to actually dialing in your fitment. When you get aftermarket wheels and tires or you get coilovers, a lot of times people just slap them in and call it good. And while that works for 50% of the people out there, if you dial in your fitment, it can actually be an extremely rewarding process because it makes your car feel like an absolute unit. But it does take a little bit of time to do because you have to go through each independent coil, make sure your threads are the same, make sure that if you have any sort of damper adjustment, that's continuous throughout the 4 shocks. It's just a lot of little tedious work, if you will. But not a lot of people do it because they just run out of time. They just don't want to work on it right now because it's the summertime or they have car shows to go to or they're at work for 10 hours or 12 hours a day. Now is the perfect time to throw that car up on jack stands, go through your coilovers or clean up your fender liners or roll your fenders to fit those wheels and tires that you did buy from Fitment Industries and get everything dialed in so that when you do go on your first cruise, you don't end up with you rubbing and tearing into one of your tires because that is not really that much fun. And if you don't have a car build yet and you're watching this video and you're just internally crying to yourself because you don't have anything, but instead you have like a 2015 Corolla that you're staring at out the window, but you want to get a build or something like that, then spend some time and go look at other people's builds. There's something like just oddly satisfying of going through and finding other cool builds out there that other people have done because you can see the amount of work and craftsmanship that people have put into their vehicles. I think one of the vehicles that I think has one of the most attention to detail things out there would probably be TJ Hunt's RX-7, which is just a fantastic build to follow along and watch. But there are people out there that put a lot of finesse and love into their builds that aren't huge YouTube channels. And it's super important that if you can go out there and support those people during this time, you can actually make a couple, 2-3 friends along the way. We have a gallery with over like 30,000 vehicles that you can go out there and see what other people have done to a vehicle that you may own or a vehicle that you want to own, like a Mazda Miata or a 240SX or a 350Z, or maybe you just picked up a garage build over the winter time and you need some ideas to get that creativity flowing again because instead of spending time looking at car parts, you've been watching people enunciate China really hilariously.
China, 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 China. You take China.
China.
China. I love them. China.
And unfortunately, you've kind of lost ground on, you know, talking about car stuff again. And that's the whole point, right? The whole point of this video is to get everyone out there to start talking about car things again and to remember that it's gonna be okay. There's so much time in the world right now. All people have probably right now is time for at least a little bit longer. But the days are still gonna get longer. The weather is still gonna get warmer. The cars are still gonna need to be driven. And if at all else throughout this entire video, you take one thing away and you still have your car built and you got your wheels, tires, and suspension, hopefully from fitmentindustries.com, and your car is clean and your garage is clean and you detailed your car and you took the wheels up and you've done everything and you were still bored, then it's time to go out there and do some social distancing and go for a cruise. Go enjoy the roads that you're on if you're not on lockdown, which is apparently a thing. Go enjoy the car for what it is. And once you bring the car back in, give it a nice detail, clean up the wheels, do a ceramic coat, clean up the windows, tint, all that sort of good stuff, because there's 1,000 things that you can be doing right now to get your car ready for summertime. And if you are building it and you're looking for wheels, tires, and suspension, be sure to check us out over at fitmentindustries.com, where we pretty much have everything you could possibly imagine. Plus, we have 0% financing through Affirm, so if you don't want to make the full payment now, you can actually pay it in like 30 days by like May or June or whatever the video comes out. I don't really know. I'm just winging it, all right? I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. We hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. And of course, if you are quarantined and you're stuck at home, just let us know what you're up to in the comment section below so that we have something to do too. I'm Alex from Fitment Industries. We will see you later. Peace.